Women will cry a river about wanting Mr. Dependable and then go off and fuck Mr. Exciting. Women marry the lifestyle, not the man. Marriage to a woman is like retirement. Marriage to a man is overtime. And who could forget the classic, women only care about you when you make her bank account increase. You see, guys, these are some of the most famous red pill quotes. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling inspired. I'm gonna go out there and fuck a small country's worth of OnlyFans models, and only OnlyFans models. I'll divorce you know what? I won't divorce my wife. She's gonna have to sit there and take it like the subservient nothing that she is. I'll start a webcam business, and then I'll hit the gym 4 times a day to get a miraculous bod like an alpha that I am. Got it blacked out there for a second. Where am I?
You know, I've always felt like the red pill movement was just like the incel movement, only with like $500 Gucci sunglasses on. Like, replace the keyboard and Xbox controller with 50-pound free weights and a Bitcoin account, and you literally have your average red pillar. You can almost see the transformation happen like a Pokemon. The level of simplistic generalizations made about men, women, society, and just life in general is so awful that in some cases I think joining an actual death cult will be better than getting freaking marriage advice from Sneeko. But unfortunately, just like all scams, these complete degenerates prey on weak and vulnerable men, probably going through some tough shit, who are in need of some serious, healthy therapeutic solutions for the current state of mind. But what do Fresh and Fit do? Well, they offer you the tools you need to pick yourself back up, make 6 figures, and bang countless dimes for the low, low price of $500. I mean, dude, I have more respect for door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesmen because at least their product serves a purpose. When I first heard of this whole alpha male, sigma male community, I thought maybe, just maybe, this could be a positive community for men to embrace positive aspects about masculinity and share with each other, well, man problems. As much as it may seem crazy considering males for the majority of human existence were the dominating sex in society, it isn't out of the realm of ridiculousness to say that a lot of men nowadays, especially with the rise of social media and modern day feminism, can feel a little shunned and ostracized from the society that they live in. In fact, it's why a lot of men look up to positive role models like Jordan Peterson, who give a voice to those feeling a little belittled by the times. Without these outlets, well, you could get something like the rise of the incel sphere, which can lead down some very dark roads. Just ask the victims of Elliot Rodger. But out of the wickets of the incel community, one voice would rise above them all to champion the downtrodden and lead these helpless men towards the golden horizon of glory. I'm just with you. It's Andrew Tate. It's just Andrew Tate. You see, say what you want about Tate, but the guy is a good salesman. I mean, trust me, I've been in sales since 2010. I know a good talker when I see one. In fact, my first sales job was ironically working for a stock brokerage firm out on Long Island, and I was given the exact same script that Jordan Belfort gave to his Weasley band of crooks back in the 90s. I still remember it to this day. I used to have to stare at the wall, my nose inches away from the plaster, and scream at the top of my lungs without looking at the script, "Hey, Mr. So-and-so, my name is Alex Moore with..." Not going to say the name of the company. "How you doing today? Great. I know you're a busy man, so let me cut straight to the chase. The reason for the call is to introduce myself and my firm, and with your permission, send you some information on my brokerage and get back to you with a recommendation on the market when the time comes." Fair enough, dude. I remember it like it was yesterday. And they made sure I had that script down pat, because when I screwed up, the broker I was working with at the time would peg me with a handball like we were playing freaking suicide in the schoolyard. But it did turn me into a mean salesman, and thankfully, I use those same tools legitimately to this day. But it also helped me sniff out the scum of the earth. You know, the jerk-offs in $12,000 suits, coked out of their minds, pitching freaking bullshit gold mining stocks to 76-year-old retirees, hoping that they'd milk their entire life savings into some cheap-ass 90-cent NASDAQ dumpster fire. As a naive 18-year-old, this was pretty cool, but as time went on, I was quickly dismayed and pretty nauseated at the behavior. And I get that exact stomach-churning feeling whenever I see ads for, like, Hustler University or High Value Academy. Like, get f***ed, assholes. To start, please, if you're a man and you're down on your luck, and trust me, I've been there plenty of times, the best I could give you is the same advice my dad did. He used to tell me that life is like a series of waves. So, whenever you're at the bottom, just be patient, because one will eventually pick you back up again. And when you're at the top, be humble, because no wave lasts forever. Now, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but there's beauty to that mindset. Patience, determination, and humility makes a good man. There is nothing these two ass clowns, Fresh and Fit, can teach you that you either A, don't already know, or B, should avoid like the bubonic plague. I think the dumbest thing I ever heard them say is that women choose to be R-worded, and that most women could get themselves out of those scenarios but choose not to. I mean, how gross is that? Who hurt you, dude, and what did she do to make you so sour? They actively preach that when they're not on escort websites finding girls to be sugar daddies to, God, I just threw up in my mouth saying sugar daddy, then they're at strip clubs. I mean, sounds like two great places to find a wife, guys. And that's not even the worst part. Apparently they don't spend any money at the strip clubs, which means they're literally stealing from the establishment. I actually knew a stripper back in my 20s, and her life was shit. Stripping was a way for her to find extra cash to feed her kids, because the non-existent douchebag of a father, probably a subscriber to these two losers, bounced on her when she was 19, leaving her alone to raise a child. Now, imagine her, dead tired, after working a freaking 10-hour shift at Target, pretending to be all sexy for her patrons who eventually don't even pay her? I mean, that's some next-level douchebag shit. But unfortunately, the manosphere doesn't lend its profoundly stupid stage to just men. Believe it or not, there's a person with even less brain cells than Fresh and Fit combined, spewing awful advice to desperate men, and it's someone with 2X chromosomes, believe it or not. Yep, we're talking about the one and only Pearl Davis, just Pearly Things. I mean, Pearl's another red pillar who crashed headfirst into the scene with her takes on women in the dating scene. For one, not only are her statements a gargantuan-sized generalization, but she pulls bullshit polls and quote-unquote studies to make her arguments against marriage. She claims that X percentage of women cheat and X percentage of marriages fail, as if to point directly into the camera and say, hey you, over there, lonely man, just give up. All women are terrible whores, materialistic sluts who will leave you as soon as the money's gone, so why try? Now, I don't know about you, but those are some serious words of encouragement. I will say, though, props to Destiny for coming on all these weirdos' podcasts and completely owning their logical fallacies, Ben Shapiro style. It's truly fun to watch, like some hashtag SJW's own feminist bullshit from 2016, only like Bizarro World. Destiny, dude, we probably don't agree on a lot politically, but damn do I respect you for showing the cojones for calling Pearl out on things like abuse in relationships, which I think somehow she freaking advocates for. Personally, I feel kind of bad for Pearl. I mean, she's clearly not a bad-looking woman, and I know way more good dudes and assholes she clearly could be happy with, but then again, that would be going against her own self-loathing brand. Instead, she just sits there with that smug fake smile, promoting infidelity and sexist stereotypes. It's hard to watch, and shame on people like the talentless Steven freaking Crowder for having these people on their platform. I mean, all you're doing is conflating this red pill movement with conservatism that couldn't be further from the truth. But all in all, we would not be here today if it wasn't for the godfather of them all, Rollo Tomassi. A man who suggested on X that I can't say this with a straight face. A man who suggested on X that the key to becoming a high-value man is to get a vasectomy in your early 20s. Like, dude, weird. Alright? And speaking of your 20s, there's a line in a song by one of my favorite bands, the Gaslight Anthem, that fits this guy's personality to a T. Old haunts are for forgotten ghosts, and this dude cannot stop harping about how alpha he was in his younger days, while looking like a Willem Dafoe stunt devil after a 5-story fall off a building. There is nothing more pathetic than a man using the old "if you would have known me when I was young" line. Bro, go off gracefully into the sunset, my friend. Calling women evil, life-destroying harpies at your age is pretty freaking sad. Might I say, quite beta of you also. And not for nothing, but aren't you in like a sexless marriage yourself? I mean, talk about the pot calling the kettle a bitch. Listen, normally I have no qualms about somebody looking to surround themselves with positive communities of like-minded people. If you're trans, then most likely you will be involved in an online community of trans people. Some go for liberals, conservatives, Mets fans, Red Wing fans, chefs, construction workers, lesbians, and furries. Where I draw the line is when the community starts getting super toxic and almost cult-like. Sharing a video about perseverance or healthy fitness in the men's group is awesome, but calling out the opposite sex as money-leeching devils and setting ridiculous standards for men, I mean, that's just overwhelmingly stupid. It's bullshit. It's generalizations on top of generalizations. Hey, dickheads, you ever think that, and wait a minute, this might blow your minds, not all men and women are the same. That people are individuals and not this overly simplified caricature you guys wet dream about overnight because no girl even glanced at you back in high school. Like, we get it. You're insecure, move on. And finally, if I may, apparently there's an opposition to this ridiculously stupid red pill party. Can you guess what it is? Yes, class, it's the blue pill, which are substantially less obnoxious people, but just as fixed into their own liberal ideas of what men, women, and society should behave as. I mean, God, where has normalcy gone? It's almost as if society and social media mirror themselves so much that in order to stand out from the hundreds of millions on places like Facebook and X, they ironically throw themselves into different identity groups to feel special when ironically, it's the furthest thing from being special. You know what is? Being you. Being John, Michelle, Trey, Syed, Lynn, or Jorge. All this red pill, blue pill shit. Buying into this notion only stupefies an already depleting civilization. Contribute to saving it by rejecting fresh and fit stupid ideology of the world and embracing the person you see in the mirror. Get it? Got it? Good. that was a pretty alpha way of ending this video, huh? Such a giga Chad, dude. Alright, I'm done talking. You guys get the point. Enough with the pill shit. And that's all I have to say about that. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you think about this red pill, blue pill shit? Alpha, giga, sigma nonsense. You guys have any ideas that could somehow sway me to becoming a red pillar? Pearl Davis Fresh and Fit 2.0? Well, maybe not Pearl Davis. That'll be weird. But yeah, so let me know in the comments. That really helps me out. Like and subscribe. Again, I'm MUTTY88, aka AJ from Queens. And it was a pleasure speaking to you guys. Take care. Peace out.